Hello, everyone. Today we will discuss about the fourth topic, which is Yoga Sutras. As we have discussed in the previous video, that um, what are the previous explanations or descriptions that are given in the ancient scriptures that we have discussed, like Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, Vedas. What description is given or what meaning is given uh, in terms of yoga that we have discussed. Now, today we will discuss about Sutras given by Patanjali. Now, if you see uh, or if you get into the deep analysis of Patanjali Yoga Sutras, it is nothing but a combination or a compiled text of compiled text from the old scriptures itself. Okay, so what he did is he went through all the old scriptures like Upanishads, Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, and everything, and then he compiled all the knowledge and came with uh, you know uh, a different it's a combination of all the previous knowledge and came with the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Now, if you see, he has given around 196 Yoga Sutras were given by Patanjali in around 400 CE. Okay, so after, if you observe Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita and everything, they are in around BCE. And when you see the Patanjali, Patanjali is given the knowledge after the in the common era. Okay, now these scripture, I mean, like Patanjali Yoga Sutras, were mostly translated ancient Indian texts in the medieval period. Okay, so as we have discussed about all the other scriptures giving meaning to the yoga, but only when Patanjali gave the description of Yoga Sutra, these are the only texts of Indian texts which have been translated mostly into all the Indian languages in the medieval era. Okay, so they are translated into 40 Indian languages. 40 Indian languages. Okay, and 2 non-Indian languages. 40 Indian languages and 2 non-Indian languages, which are Old Javanese and Arabic language. So Old Javanese is now nothing but it is spoken in Indonesia. Okay, so it is the most translated ancient Indian text, which is translated into 40 Indian languages and 2 non-Indian languages, which is Old Javanese language and Arabic language. Okay, now from 12th to 19th century, from 12th to 19th century, it went into dark. Okay, nobody described about or nobody tried to discuss or describe in any of the other books given by all the other sages or any great knowledgeable person. There were no mentionings of these Yoga Sutras given by Patanjali between 12th to 19th century. In this 12th to 19th century, there were no mentionings by any other person. Okay, but in the 19th century, in the early 19th century, they became popular again because of the efforts given by Swami Vivekananda. Okay, so in the early 19th century, Swami Vivekananda made Yoga Sutras of Patanjali popular, not only in the West, but also in the East. Okay, so when he went to the West and spoke about the Patanjali Yoga Sutras and how good it is for the physical body and mind, then the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali became popular, and then afterwards many different uh, persons went through the Patanjali Yoga Sutras and they try to describe in their own particular books. Okay, so now let us see the particular concept of Ashtanga Yoga given by Patanjali. Okay, so Ashtanga Yoga given by Patanjali. Ashta is nothing but 8. Ashta is nothing but 8. Okay, Anga. So Ashta, which is nothing but 8, and Anga, which means parts. Okay, so the 8 parts of yoga you call it as given by Patanjali. Okay, first one is Yama. First one is Yama. Second one is Niyama. Third one is Asana. Fourth one is Pranayama. Fifth one is Pratyahara. Sixth one is Dharana. Seventh one is Dhyana. And the last one is Samadhi. First one, Yama, which means social rules. In general, you can call them as social rules, or you can call them as morals, ethical values, and everything. All comes under Yama. And next is Niyama, which are nothing but the personal rules. Okay, so Yama gives the personal rules that we have to follow in our lives. Okay, and the third one is Asana, which is nothing but a physical postures for health of the physical body. Okay, we'll discuss indeed what all this in detail in the in the coming time. And the next one is pranayama, which means breathing exercises. Okay, so pranayama is breathing exercises. Pratyahara is control of senses. Okay, and the next one is dharana, which means concentration. And next one is dhyana, which is meditation. And the last one is samadhi. We call it as enlightenment or higher consciousness. So samadhi is nothing but enlightenment or higher consciousness. Okay, so I'll just give the meaning of these all 8 parts of yoga. We call them as Ashtanga Yoga, given by Patanjali. Let us discuss these 8 parts of yoga given by Patanjali in detail. Now, let us see the first part of Ashtanga Yoga, which is Yama. As we have discussed, it is all about social rules, or you can call it as a social discipline, morals, ethics, and everything. All comes under Yama, and it is of 5 different parts. Where the first one is Ahimsa. Ahimsa, which means non-violence. Okay, so not harming anything. Any living creatures in this world. Okay, it does not refer to not only not harming any creature. Okay, so it doesn't only mean not harming the other human being, but also any of the living creatures in this world. Not harming them. harming them is all ahimsa. Okay, and the second one is satya, which means truth or being truth, telling the truth or being truthful to each and every human being. Okay, in spite of or any of the situations that you face in your life, you have to be you have to tell truth and you have to be truthful. So, for example, as we as a human being, we tend to tell, you know, uh, give false information. We tend to we have a habit of telling, false information or uh, false propaganda uh, according to the situations, right? So that is not allowed according to Satya. So in spite of the situations, whether it may be a bad situation or a good situation, any of the situation may be any of these cases, you have to tell the truth or you have to be truthful. So that is what Satya means. And the third one, which is Brahmacharya, which is wise use of energy, or in other texts, it is given that celibacy. Okay, so avoiding marriage in your life is nothing but is referred to as celibacy, and the wise use of energy. Okay, so having a great control on the physical desires is nothing but the brahmacharya. Okay, and the next one is asteya, which means non-stealing. Okay, having no greed for others' wealth or other materials is nothing but asteya. Uh, Not stealing any other's material, not having greed in the mind for others' material or for the others' wealth is nothing but asteya. Okay, so if you achieve the state of asteya, sorry, um, if you achieve a state of asteya, you should not have any greed to the materialistic world, or you should not have any greed or to the others' wealth. Okay, so that is what asteya means. And the last one in yama, which is social rule, is aparigraha. Aparigraha, which means non-possessiveness. Okay, so non-possessiveness is nothing is permanent in this world, and nothing is your own property in this world. According to Aparigraha, nothing is your own thing in this world except your body, except your body. Nothing is your own in this world. Okay, so that is where non-possessiveness. So possessiveness is uh, uh, you know, having a great thought of or something that you own. Okay, possessiveness is having a thought that you own something. Okay, and non-possessiveness is not owning anything. Okay, uh, entering into a state where uh, you will not be owning anything. Okay, so that is what aparigraha means. Okay? So asteya is a non-stealing, and the last one is aparigraha, where non-possessiveness. Okay, which means having a state of mind where not owning anything. Okay, so accept your body, accept your body. Nothing is your own. Okay, so that is what aparigraha tells us. Or if you reach to that stage, you have to practice this, non-possessiveness. Let us get into the second part of Ashtanga Yoga is niyama, which means nothing but the personal rules. Okay? So niyama is refers to personal rules, all the personal rules that we have to follow in our lives. Okay, and it is also divided into 5 different parts. The first one is saucha, which means cleanliness. Okay, so uh, it not only refers to the cleaning of the physical body, but also having a clean mind. Okay, it refers to both physical and the psychological aspects of cleanliness. Okay, now cleanliness referring to physical body is uh, bathing every day, keeping a bath, keeping yourself very clean, taking good food. Okay, all this having healthy habits, good habits, all this comes in the cleanliness of the physical body. When it comes to uh, cleanliness or clean mind, that refers to having a great thoughts, great positive thoughts in life, in mind. Okay, not having any negativity in the mind. All this comes into mental cleanliness. So altogether, we call them as a saucha, which is nothing but cleanliness, not only physical but also psychological, physical and psychological. Okay? The next one is santosa or contentment, where entering into a state of a lot of happiness, entering into a state of lot of happiness and satisfaction. Okay, so not getting into too much of greed. If you got some amount of amount in your life, which is enough to lead your life, then that's what you have to lead with that particular money with your life. Okay, so no, it should not be very much greed uh, by seeing others that they have this much of thing, they have this much of properties and everything. Um, and you should not be uh, so much greedy that falling into any of the other unethical or illegal works and achieving great achieving great wealth with the illegal means is not good for the personal being as a personal human being. Okay, so uh, being happy with what you have, happy with what you have, is all about santosa, uh, and with the great satisfaction with what you have is nothing but santosa. Okay, now let us see tapas, which is which means austerity, where having a power of standing to all the needs in our daily life or in our lives. Okay, for example, uh, we have hunger, we have thirst. Okay, you should be tapas is a state where someone reaches to that state where there is no hunger, no no hunger. That person doesn't feel any hunger, doesn't feel any thirst. Okay, or he doesn't feel any high temperatures, heat, or low temperatures, cold. Nothing bothers him. Okay, nothing bothers that particular person. Okay, so reaching to that a particular state of state is nothing but tapas. Okay, so having a great power of avoiding all the physical needs is nothing but the tapas. Okay, now let us see the next one, which is swadhyaya. Swadhyaya. Swa is nothing but self. Dhyaya, which is nothing but education. Okay, so according to Patanjali, uh, swadhyaya refers to uh, reading or referring to or gaining knowledge of yoga and Upanishads, sorry, Vedas and Upanishads, or all the scriptures is nothing but Swadhyaya. Okay, but in general, in the modern life, We can refer to Swadhyaya as gaining of knowledge. Okay, so that is what Swadhyaya refers to. And the last one, which is in Niyama, is Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara refers to divine or nothing but the God. Pranidhana is dedicating all the actions, the physical, emotional, mental actions, uh, which we do in our daily life, uh, dedicating all these actions to the divine or to the God refers to Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara refers to God or divine or divine. Okay, and Pranidhana is nothing but dedication. Okay, so Swadhyaya is nothing but gaining of knowledge. Okay, so gaining of knowledge. Tapas is a power to uh, power to control or all the needs. Okay, so it is nothing but tapas is nothing but a state of mind. Sorry, not state of mind. It is a state where a person reaches, you know, uh, going going beyond all the needs that they have in their daily life. Okay, as I told you, there is no hunger, there is no thirst, and there is no heat, no cold, no comfort zone, no discomfort zone. All this, you're going beyond these needs. So that is what tapas means. Okay. Now let us see the third uh, part of Ashtanga Yoga. Now, let us discuss about the third part of Ashtanga Yoga, which is asana. Okay, so asana, according to Patanjali, asana is nothing but maintaining a posture for a certain period of time, uh, and then relaxing from it. Okay, so that is asana according to Patanjali. Now, uh, posture is nothing but physical posture, holding a posture for a period of time and then relaxing it. Okay, within the process itself, there is a process of inhalation and also exhalation. Okay, so for different asanas, the inhalation and exhalation process will be very different. Now, uh, Patanjali tells that any asana, any which asana uh, should be performed in a comfortable position. Okay. If you perform any asana in an uncomfortable position, and that is not at all considered as asana or any yogic posture. Okay. So according to Patanjali, or Patanjali describes any vichasana which is performed with with the discomfort, then that is not at all considered as a asana. So that is what Patanjali tells us. Okay. Now, the asana is nothing but a physical posture which is maintained for a period of time and relaxed. Okay. Now, there are many different asanas. Now, one point is Patanjali did not mention any asanas in Yoga Sutras. So Patanjali did not mention any asana while writing or Yoga Sutras. Okay, so that is all about asana. So asana is nothing but a posture, physical posture, maintained for a period of time and then relaxed. Okay, so each and every asana should be performed in a comfortable position. Then only it is considered as yogic asana, yogasana, or yogic posture. Now, after Patanjali, later on, other sages gave many different asanas, you know, that we usually do right now in these modern days. Now, let us get into the fourth one of Ashtanga Yoga, which is pranayama. Okay? Where it is of two different words, prana, okay, and yama. Okay, the prana means breath or energy, and yama refers to stretching or expansion. Okay? So simply nothing but uh, pranayama is nothing but breathing exercises. In general, we call them as, well, it is of two different words from Sanskrit. Prana means breath or energy, and yama is expansion or stretching in qualities. Okay, so now with the process of inhalation and exhalation, uh, you are stretching up the respiratory organs, right? So that is what you're allowing the energy from outside. You're allowing the outside energy passing through the respiratory organs into the inside parts of the uh, uh, physical body. Okay, so that is what in general it means. Okay, now pranayama has three different steps: rachaka, kumbhaka, and the last one is purana. Rachaka is inhalation, kumbhaka is and purana is exhalation. Okay, so pranayama has got three different steps that we have to, that someone should follow while performing pranayama. First step is Rachika, which is inhalation. Taking a deep breath, taking a maximum deep breath is considered as inhalation. And next step is Kumbhaka, which is holding that inhaled breath for a while, or withholding that breath for a while is considered as Kumbhaka. And the third step is Puraka. And then gradually the the hold breath is gradually released out. Okay, so this step is puraka or exhalation. Okay, so pranayama, it has got many different. There are many different pranayama. You can call Sheetkari pranayama. There are many different types. There are Sheetkari pranayama, Ujjayi pranayama, etc. Okay, so pranayama is breathing exercises or having control on the breath that we have is nothing but pranayama. Now, let us see pratyahara, having control of senses. Okay, uh, withdrawing the senses. Okay, from all the all withdrawing the thoughts from all the situations, from all the persons. Okay, or from all the objects or from all the things. Okay, so any of the worldly objects, you should not think about any of the worldly objects. You should have a great control of that senses. Okay, you should not be greedy for all the objects that you see in your daily world, or you should not think of being greedy to all those objects, the materialistic objects in this world, okay, or not thinking about any of the particular person, okay, or not thinking about any of the one particular thing, okay. So withdrawing from of our senses from all these physical aspects, withdrawing all our senses from all these physical aspects is nothing but pratyahara, okay. So withdrawing senses from physical aspects which include maybe a person, okay, or a thing, or an object, or any situation, okay. So you should not be in control of any of these things, okay. So maybe a person, thing, or an object or situation, you should not be control of any of these or any of these aspects, physical aspects, okay. So you should be having all this control on all these senses, okay. So that is pratyahara. Next, let us see the other three parts of yoga, which is dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Let us study this together, okay. Because this is of course all these parts of yoga are related to each other, but all these three parts, particularly these three parts, are related to one another very closely, okay. First, let us see dharana, where if you perform all the other five parts of yoga, first one is yama, niyama, asana, pratyahara, pranayama, and then pratyahara. If you follow these all parts of yoga, and then you have to enter into dharana, which means concentration, okay. Okay, so concentrating on one particular thing, concentrating on one particular thing or object, okay, or any concept or idea, okay. So concentrating any of this particular thing, it may be a thing or an object or a concept, okay, or an idea that you have in your mind, not all the ideas that you have in your mind, but thinking about any one particular, concentrating on one particular idea, concentrating on one particular concept or object or thing is nothing but dharana, okay. uh, if you do this dharana stage for a long period of time, nothing but concentrating on one particular object, concept, or idea for a long period of time, then you enter into a stage called dhyana, which is nothing but meditation. Okay, so if you concentrate on one particular thing for a long particular for one particular thing for a long period of time, then that is nothing but meditation. Okay, so in meditation, what happens? You are thinking about that particular object for a long time. Okay, okay. So thinking of that particular object or concept or idea for a long period of time, and then that stage is called meditation. Okay, or sitting in a very stable position of and thinking about something for a long period of time is a meditation. Okay, and after you practice dharana, and then you are entering into dhyana meditation, concentrating on one particular thing is the dharana, and then eventually you enter into meditation. And after practicing these two stages, you enter into a final stage, which is called samadhi, where higher consciousness, okay, where uh, becoming one, okay, uh, uh, simply the subject and object. Okay? Subject and object, or maybe a concept or idea. Okay, so now when someone enters into a state called samadhi, which is the last stage in Ashtanga yoga, or the eighth part of yoga, where all the parts of yoga, all the other seven parts of yoga are practiced to achieve this last stage of yoga, which is samadhi. In this, someone gets into higher levels of consciousness, or you call it as self, you know, you can call it as self-realization. You can call it as self-realization, where one becoming one, okay, becoming one with the universe, okay. Or if you see, there is a person, that means that particular person who's practicing all these eight parts and entered samadhi, the person is considered as subject. So subject is person, okay, and the object is any object or idea. Okay, so subject becoming object and object becoming subject, or all together becoming one, is nothing but samadhi. Okay, where you enter into a state of self-realization. Okay, or becoming one with the universe, or becoming one with the surroundings. Okay, subject becoming object and object becoming subject, or entering into higher stage of consciousness can be referred to as samadhi. Okay, so these are the very basic points that you can write, or that you can discuss for samadhi, because it's a very vast, it's a very vast state to explain in Ashtanga yoga. Okay, so with this we are finished with Ashtanga yoga, or you can call Ashtanga yoga as 8 limbs of yoga. 8 limbs of yoga. Okay, so Ashtanga yoga is also referred to as 8 limbs of yoga, Ashtanga yoga, given by Patanjali. Now let us just revise all the things that we have discussed in that class. First one is Yama, which is nothing but personal rules, which has got 5 different things, which are referred to as social rules. And the second one is Niyama, which refers to the personal rules that we have to follow in our daily life. And now, third one is asana, which is nothing but a physical posture, holding a position for a certain period of time and then getting and then relaxing. Patanjali did not mention any asanas in his book of Yoga Sutras. Okay, so this is very much important point. Later on, all the other sages gave different types of asanas. And the fourth one is pranayama, which is nothing but in general, we can refer to as breathing exercises. And prana is breath or energy. Yama is expansion or stretching. Okay, and it is of three different types. uh, inhalation with hold of breath and exhalation. Okay, and the next stage is dharana, concentration on one particular thing, and then enters into a state of meditation while concentrating on one particular thing. And the final stage of Ashtanga Yoga is nothing but becoming one with the universe, becoming one with the surroundings, the subject becoming the object, and the object becoming the subject. Okay, so there is no such thing which is the the other part or the object or other thing. Okay, the object is you and you is the object. Okay, so this is nothing but the oneness. Okay, in general you can call it as the higher consciousness. Okay, you can call it as self-realization, and in one of the contexts you can call it as trance also. Okay, so getting into different trance, it can also be referred to as samadhi. Now, this is there for the this is there all these yoga sutras. This is mentioned in both the first unit and also the second unit. First topic is also the same topic, Ashtanga Yoga. So I'll just well, I'm entering into the second unit. I'll just directly skip the first unit because it is the same as Ashtanga Yoga. I'll just directly enter into the second topic in the second unit. Okay, let us in the next class, in the next video, let us discuss about the last part, last topic of the first unit.